I'm Hillary Anger-Elfenbein, a professor of organizational behavior here at the Olin Business School at Washington University in St. Louis, and I'm excited to be joined by Reetika Grewal, Executive Vice President at Wells Fargo.
So Reetika, tell me more about how you define leadership.
There's leadership in the sense where you're helping to set a strategic vision and put like big goals out there and get the team kind of aligned around that strategy and executing. And then there's also the leadership around getting people aligned to do their best work. And that's an area where I take a lot of pride and I spend a lot of time trying to make sure I do that.
So how do you get people to do their best work?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's finding the areas where people really lean in, right? Is it, in my world, we do a lot of product development work. And so is it the strategy side? Is it the deep exploration with clients? Is it the execution and the monitoring? And so finding out where people lean in and kind of aligning them to that work so they can be successful.
That sounds like you need to get to know people pretty well.
Yeah. For sure. I do spend a lot of time getting to know people, doing a lot of listening, actually, and making sure that people are going to be happy. You spend a lot of time at work. And so putting people in roles where they're happy and they can do successful work is super important.
So how would you say, if at all, your leadership style changed from the pandemic?
Making sure to bring that empathy forward. I think, before then it was, it was more around output. And understanding that output plus empathy is super important. So bringing that to the table. Also making sure that people have fun at work is also a big part of it. So every month I do my leadership meetings and we kind of do a little mix of fun and getting information sharing out. And I think that really brings people in, it just engages people even more. They believe in the mission, they believe in the leaders. And, I make my leaders run those meetings. I don't want to be a talking head. They're doing so much great work. So how do I enable them?
How do you show that you trust them at the same time that you're empowering them?
Yeah, no, I think it's just giving them the runway to do the work, giving them opportunities to present their work in different forums, giving them visibility into information that I have, and making sure that they're fully aware of everything around, the decision-making process. So, transparency is a big part of how I operate.
So Reetika, you've been talking a lot about empathy as a superpower, about fun. And I'm curious, over time in your career, how did that come about that you got the insight that those were, you mentioned earlier the word superpowers?
Yeah. Well, I think it was a little bit by seeing the contrast. As well, when there's, heavy hands and micromanagement and things like that. And it just doesn't make you feel really bought into something. It makes you feel like you're a little bit of a cog in the wheel. And I know that I don't love that. I don't want to feel like a cog in the wheel. I want to feel like I'm bringing something really unique and valuable to the table. And so bringing those two skills around empathy and fun to the table really allows the team to feel that way and know that I trust them and know that I want their whole self here to do great work.
Reetika, thank you so much for coming here today. I had a delightful time talking to you.
Same for me. Thank you so much for having me.